You want to speak at the public hearing portion? Can everybody hear me? Is that when you want to speak, Paul?
For the one about the amendment for...
Yes, that's the one you want to speak.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna, Paul is, did I write the right one?
The 243-14. The amendment to that?
Well, I had a 50-50 shot and I didn't write the name.
Well,
Thank
you're
you.
fine.
Okay, look at that. I have to go to the casino after this. It's my lucky day. 50 odds. Okay. So we got about 2 minutes until game time, right?
Well, we're gonna agree on that.
All righty.
I didn't bring.
Josh is here. Jim, no.
Is there somebody here for 680 Cottage Brook?
No, you find that, you stated
Yeah, I'm just gonna give you my card, because you're gonna be dealing with me. Okay.
afterwards, okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much,
Okay.
Cheryl.
Okay. All right.
No, I'm looking at Bridget, so just give it a second, I'm so sorry.
Jenny's got the phone for her. Picture got the phone.
I always have.
Yes, she
have for years.
Couple more months to. Can't even use.
I got a tape. All right. That's all right. Charlie, if I remember correctly, the law says we can start the meeting late, but we can't start the meeting early,
Okay.
right?
I don't know that.
Let me rephrase this. We said that the board meeting was at 7:30, and we decided to start it at 6:45.
Oh, no, that would be,
Yeah.
that would be different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you meant, no, you ended up by accident starting at 7.
I
Yeah.
probably survived.
But I think if you did it too early,
Yeah.
since you gave notice.
Not to be too specific, but.
Great.
We're good?
We are. Is that the high side?
Yeah.
Okay, well, welcome everybody to the Thursday, July 18, 2024 Webster Town Board meeting. Let's come to order. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Denise, can you do roll, please?
Supervisor Flaherty,
Here.
Councilwoman Cataldi, present. Councilman Cahill,
Here.
Councilwoman Nguyen, Here. Councilwoman Wright.
Here.
Town Attorney Chesney.
Present.
Well, I'm going to take a little executive privilege here tonight, and we're going to move what is on the agenda, the last item, we're going to make it first.
It's in the Bible, last year, first or something like that. Is that Latin?
That's very good. No,
But,
that's
Joanne,
Yes.
okay, we're going to look at this application for a license agreement to install a 6-foot tall vinyl privacy fence within the town drainage easement at 680 Cottage Brook Lane. And, well, if you'd like to go up there, I will.
Not really, but.
Oh, then Joanne, don't need to, and I'll tell you why. Because, and I saw it here, I want to say that Pat Stevens,
Here is a letter from
It is.
him.
Our highway superintendent, who highway oversees drainage, that's what the board looks for. If the highway superintendent says, this is okay, it works,
Uh-huh.
that makes our job easy on this one.
Thank
So, do the board members have any questions or comments on this?
No, we don't.
No, it looks like there was a fence in place, but it's being removed and then the area is being expanded.
So technically, Jennifer, this is a highway department resolution.
Yes, yes indeed it is. So, there's a little bit for me here. Then, if there's no further questions, I will make a resolution to consider approval of a license agreement to install a 6-foot tall vinyl privacy fence within a town drainage easement at 680 Cottage Brook Lane, tax ID number 064.15-2-53.
Second.
Councilwoman Wright.
Aye.
Councilman Cahill.
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty.
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn. Aye.
And Joanna, I think you already got,
I have his card.
you have his card. He will be your new best friend for the next week.
Okay.
You'll be hearing from me.
Okay, thank you. I was gonna say, who calls it?
I will send you, I'll prepare the license agreement, I'll send it for your husband's signature.
Okay. My husband is disabled and can't write. I had POA. I
You
might be
can
able
sign-
to
you
do an
can sign-
X.
you
Might
can
be
sign
able
his
to do an
PO.
X.
You can sign his PO,
Okay.
that's fine. As long as you do it in front of a notary, that's fine.
Oh, in front of the notary? If you could do an X or do something, would that be?
No, you can sign it on his behalf, as a POA.
But in front of a notary for
And we
me.
have notaries at town
We have
hall.
no, you can come into town hall.
Oh, okay.
Plenty of notaries.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm all set?
You're all set.
Thank you so much.
If you'd like, by all means, if you'd like to hang around and watch the rest of the meeting, that's.
Actually, you know, I might hang out for a while because somebody's watching my husband for a bit, so I get out of the house. Thank you.
Tell them you stay at the whole.
Okay, so, the second up tonight is a public hearing. In this public hearing, is to consider a local law amending section 243-14 of the chapter 243, property maintenance of the Webster Town Code. So before I open the public hearing, I think, Josh, we have, well, I know we had workshops on this in fall of '22 to spring of '23. We ended up having a public hearing, changing the code for property maintenance in April of '23.
Yes.
We got through our first year cycle and saw that it had some holes in it. And so we're kind of circling back to plug those holes. That's a layman term explanation of this. So we have one gentleman that is signed up to speak at this public hearing, so I'm going to open the public hearing now. And Paul, if you'd like to take the podium.
Thank you, Supervisor Flaherty, all board members, and if I understand this correctly, as you said, you're gonna want to plug these holes.
Can you
And if I read
please
this
get
correctly-
closer to the microphone by any chance? It's very hard to hear you.
Want to start over?
No, you don't need to.
If I understand this correctly, what you've done here is you've just redone what's in italics under enforcement. Is that correct?
Is that microphone not working?
It doesn't sound like it's on. It's very hard to hear you. Oh,
What else is
Can you hear me now?
yes.
What else is
Yeah,
Okay, if I understand this correctly, is that too loud?
it's great.
Okay. If I understand this correctly, it's item E in italics that has been added in along with what was already originally in the document itself. Is that correct? Okay, Josh is nodding yes, so I'm assuming that's correct. And I read it, and I believe that, I think it's going to make a lot easier job and a lot for both Josh and Jim. And I strongly would like to see the town board, add this in. I think it'll also make a lot of neighbors a little more happier in the areas where there is a little bit of code enforcement problems. There are not a lot of them, but there is a few in some really nice neighborhoods. So I strongly agree that I believe you should consider it. That's about all I got.
Thanks, Paul.
Okay.
Thank you for your comments.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else in attendance want to comment during the public hearing on this?
I have a question.
Actually,
Can I go
yeah, you probably should.
Oh.
The cameras and the microphones will not pick you up if you're not up there.
Okay.
And sir, what is your name?
My name is Richard Freer. I live 546 Clement Road. It's my understanding that you're actually considering jail time for people that don't maintain the property. Is that true?
Well,
Or is that?
Charlie, as our town attorney, I mean, what we're trying to do is mimic what a lot of the town code already has within it, that if you have somebody that is a blatant offender and has gone through many different iterations of this, that yes, I guess the judge would have.
I'd be glad to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why we have that in there. We have found, and actually been advised by the court, by the town judges, that they do not have the authority to issue warrants for people who do not show up when they've been cited for violations of the maintenance code. The reason is because there is no authority to basically to fine or imprison the person. In other words, it's not a jailable offense under the criminal procedure law. In order to give the judge that authority, in other words, to bring in people who are not showing up, or not answering the summons, various summonses that are being issued, we need to have a law like this in place. To answer your question, is it jailable? Yes. As a practical matter, I don't think anybody's going to be jailed, but they could be. But if we don't have this law in there, there really is no teeth in the maintenance code.
Yes.
Because basically what you have now is it's typical with a lot of laws. Law-abiding people are going to abide by the law.
Yeah.
You tell them they're in violation, they're going to do what they need to do. But there's always that small group of people that are not going to abide.
Yeah.
And those are the people this is really directed at. So you have the code enforcement people doing their job, doing their work, people making complaints about somebody who's not maintaining the property, or it's dangerous, they don't come into court, the judge can do nothing about it. They can be cited 100 times, the judge has zero authority to bring them in. So that's really what this is about. It's about to get them in there. The punishment, that's on the backside if people don't comply. I think once people come before a court, I'm sure the judges will know how to convince them to comply with the law.
It just seemed funny to me, locking people up for not cutting their grass when criminals are allowed to go.
I don't know that we can do that for not cutting the grass. I mean, this is for violation of
Maybe junk.
building code, which is
Safe-
actually something
safety
state, as a
issues.
statewide law.
Oh, I see. Well, yeah, I'm in favor of it, just for the record.
The other thing I wanted to add as I was reading this and we're discussing it, these fines and jailable offenses, that looks quite severe, but I want everyone to know that our code enforcement officer goes out and issues letters of notification, and there's a whole process to that. So we're looking for a response within 30 days, or they get another letter. So there's a lot of carrots being offered to these residents before there's ever a stick that is brandished.
I agree with that. I would, I mean, for approximately every 100 cases that our code enforcement department opens, and I'll be very honest with you, our cases, and Josh, you can corroborate this, that we find out about code enforcement issues usually from people calling in that live near the offender. That's usually how we find out.
There's also an area on our website where you can send a message
Yeah.
to the office and put in your complaint.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna guess for every 100 that are opened, this affects, where someone is going to court, maybe 1 or 2 of them, because like Town Attorney Genesi said, once the person gets their first letter saying this is what, your property code enforcement is, you're not in compliance, most of them just comply. They self-remedy. And that's that. Jim Montgomery, our code enforcement officer, I really like the way he's handled these things, because he will go and he'll see a situation and he'll size it up and say, 30 days, the person will not be able to fix that in 30 days. So maybe fix 10% of it. Very honest, a lot of hoarding situations where there's stuff all over the yard and whatever, and 30 days might not be enough time for the person to clear that all out. So I think Jim has done a wonderful job of really working with these people, and the people that work with him, they eventually get remedy. It's really the ones, like you said, Charlie, that are kind of thumbing their nose at us and saying, you know what? If I don't go to court right now, the law has no teeth. So I'll just not go to court and it'll get dismissed because there is no teeth. And the judges are very frustrated by that. So
Sounds good.
that's what we're doing. Since nobody else is going to take the podium, I'm going to close the public hearing. And any questions, comments, conversation amongst the board?
I've already added my comments.
I was just asking questions, and I don't know the law, I was just asking Charlie about the law before the meeting started, but my question is, can we not do the work for, I guess, in a hoarding situation, you probably couldn't go do the work. For property maintenance, you can do the work, I'm talking myself right now, right into where we are, but if it is just property maintenance, you can do the work and send them a bill. If they don't pay the bill, put it on the tax
Yes,
bill.
and
But
Jennifer,
that's for mowing the lawn,
Correct.
not for a hoarding situation then.
and there, we could get very granular on a lot of different things. Just this week, I think Tuesday, I got a complaint to me, because a lot of the complaints that come to code enforcement, they also will, shoot it, scattergun it across the town government, and the complaint came to me about, they felt as though their neighbor's house across the street, the lawn, the this, the that, it was a mess. So I made sure that Jim knew about it. Jim did know about it. I was out and about the next morning. I said, I'm going to drive by it and see it myself. And we had set up and gone and had a firm go and cut the grass, and that bill will be given to the homeowner. So we have the authority to do that.
Okay.
I would imagine if you have a bunch of, it's not real property, I guess it's chattel, I'll call it, Charlie. We can't go onto somebody's property and start saying, we're going to remove this
Right.
broken snowplow, who's to say that that's broken? We can't touch that stuff. So,
I
Josh,
think
anything
as soon
to add
as
in
I
there? I
started
mean,
talking, I was answering my
We're very
question.
limited by law into going on the private property and doing work. Very limited, which is probably not a bad thing. To do work, will benefit somebody else's property.
Yeah, that's a slightly different situation, and again, as soon as you talked about boarding and I started asking my question, it like,
well, and there's a lot of discretion that has to be used, and Charlie, you say love, is that, I think that particular house I just described,
yeah,
that house has been vacant for a couple of years. I think it's a bank foreclosure, so the bank's gonna get that. If the bank is not handling, maintaining that property while they're going through, what's usually a 2 or 3 year foreclosure process, then the town's gonna take that job on and put it on the tax bill, put it toward the bank. I don't know if we would do the same thing if there's occupants, the owners in the house. I don't know, Jim's not here to speak on that yet, Josh.
We have done that for occupied properties in terms of the lawn mowing, when we don't get any response.
When we don't get any response.
Right.
Village of Webster does the same thing.
But I'm assuming that they would get a notice that that's going to be done.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Anything down here, Jimmy or John?
I'm fine.
No? I guess this falls under, I'm the liaison, your department, right? So, I'm gonna make a motion to enact a local law amending section 243-14 of chapter 243, property maintenance of the Webster Town Code.
Second,
Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye?
Councilwoman Cataldi,
aye.
Councilman Cahill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Webb,
aye.
Councilwoman Ray.
Aye.
All right, next up tonight is open to the public to, I suppose, talk about anything but the property maintenance code that we just talked about in the public hearing. Nobody signed up to talk at that, but I also want to, anybody change their mind on that? It's up to 5 minutes to talk about anything that you'd like. Going once, going twice, sold. All right. Next up, the dean is carrying on the tradition, very nicely, may I add, that it was 15 days ago, we had a Wednesday board meeting, because I didn't think we'd get us in here on 4th of July. And the dean got the minutes from that meeting out to us all, I think, a couple days later. I reviewed them, and I make a motion that they be approved.
Second. Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye.
Councilwoman Webb,
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilman Cahill,
Abstain?
Councilwoman Ray.
Aye.
Is this you, Judy? Yeah, okay.
I looked over the bill this, on Monday, and, everything seemed to be fine. I would make a, resolution to approve the bill.
Second.
Councilwoman Webb,
Aye.
Councilman Cahill,
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilwoman Ray.
Aye.
And I reviewed the prepaid warrants as submitted by Paul Adams, the Director of Finance, and make a motion we approve those.
Second,
Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
aye.
Councilman Cahill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Webb,
Aye.
Councilwoman Ray.
Aye.
And I also reviewed the purchase orders as submitted by Paul Adams, the Director of Finance, and make a motion we approve those.
Second,
Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
aye.
Councilman Cahill,
Aye.
Councilwoman Webb,
Aye.
Councilwoman Ray.
Aye.
Paul,
Yes, Tom.
you're available?
This, the next resolution deals with a capital project which dates back to 2018. It was originally to build a new police shooting range, which is located at the wastewater treatment plant. Then in addition to that, they added on an evidence building, which is located at Town Hall. So this was, project was to receive a $55,000 DASNY grant, which we ultimately received last month. So 6.5 years later, we finally received the grant proceeds. So once everything was reconciled out, we were short about $9,400. So that money will need to be transferred from general fund to close out the capital project.
How
But
did that
it's-
happen, that it takes that long?
It's pretty typical.
Yeah.
From
um,
DASNY, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
I came back here in 2018, and I remember, the claim had just been filed, I think. I have no idea why it took 6 years.
But I was talking with the chief about this, and also Art down at the sewer plant. There's still work to be done on that shooting range, is that correct? There's an electrical thing that they're going to be installing?
Yeah, they are doing some additional electrical work at the
Right.
shooting range.
And
It's
that,
not part of this project.
Okay.
We're just handling it out of operating funds.
I think we're gonna be seeing that next year. It was
Yeah.
scheduled to happen this year, but the electrical contractor changed his direction on how he was gonna supply that, mostly because of some of the changes that were put in place down there for Fairlife. So the power is actually gonna come out of the chem blower building, I believe, instead of where it was going to be. So that's being delayed until next year.
Well, that's what happens when 6.5 years go by. Things change.
Well, maybe it's for the better. Maybe we've done it the other way and
Yeah. Yeah.
would have
Let's
had to redo
celebrate.
it.
It's like a five-star restaurant, the New
There's
York
no-
State DASNY grants, aren't they, ambiance. Yeah. John, this is finance, but this is, no, it's lease sewer, I guess it's both.
I would move to transfer $9,416.09 from the general fund to close out the police shooting range and evidence storage building project H0215.
Second.
Councilwoman Cataldi,
Aye.
Councilman Cahill,
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty,
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn,
Aye.
Councilwoman Ray.
Aye.
In our last item tonight, Paul was gonna, I think, best to talk to this one.
Yeah.
And this is when they used to have the fire department with buckets, because it was a grant from 100 years ago.
This grant dates back to 2019.
Okay.
It was a progress, very recent. It's a ready grant, MO 61. It was granted to the town, but the original purpose was to build a fireboat dock for West Webster Fire Department. After some time, they could not find a good location for this dock, so it never happened, but we did incur about $5,000 of engineering fees. And now Josh has applied to the state to try to have this money repurposed so it can be used for the kayak launch. Is that right, Josh?
The fishing pier proposed as a part of phase 2 down at Sandbar Park.
Right. So we want to use it for phase 2 Sandbar Park. So we're waiting to hear on that, but in the meantime, there's not going to be a fireboat dock, so I think we should just close this out, transfer the $5,000 from general fund, and we'll be even on that. And then we'll utilize the grant through the park improvement project.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, Josh, 78,000 was the grant?
73,150. So it's a good sized grant.
Oh. So it's a match.
Yeah, I think
There's a 5% match, so it's considered a $75,000 award. But
Well, thank you, Josh, for trying to put that to another use. Let's hope we're successful.
It's looking good.
Good.
The state seems to like Sandbar Park, don't they, Josh?
they do.
They do.
They do.
I guess that's the Parks Department, Josh.
I will
will make a resolution to transfer $5,384.38 from the general fund to close out the West Webster Fire Department Fire Code Access Dock Project H0225.
Second.
Councilwoman Wright?
Aye.
Supervisor Flaherty?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cataldi?
Aye.
Councilman Cahill?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wynn?
Aye.
Well, that concludes our agenda tonight. I should have bet with Councilman Cahill, the under 30 minutes, 20 minutes, but we do have a roundtable. We didn't? I should have. I would have won.
I was going to mention something about that when we initially got started.
We missed you 2 weeks ago. You know, this meeting went much quicker. Paul, start with you.
Everything's good in the finance department, we're working hard on the budget. I'm looking forward to watching the RNC tonight, President Trump's speech. So wish him well after everything he's went through this past weekend. It's quite a turn of events. So I wish him well, and I think it'll be quite interesting.
What time is that at?
He probably won't come on until 10 o'clock, that's my guess. Don't usually have it at the end.
I don't know.
Yeah. You'll lose your sleep.
Paul's in better shape than he can stay up for. Well, I will tell you this, Paul has done some yeoman work in the last couple of months on the 2025 budget. And he sent something to me today that was kind of a revision of all the machinations, or whatever you want to call it, of all the movement here and there, and fund balance policy and all that. I feel pretty confident we are going to be under the tax cap.
Yeah, we'll talk about the strategy. There's a couple ways we can go.
Yeah. It's, well, the first and the eighth, and then the department heads come in and present. It's a pretty good stuff. Josh?
Things have been pretty active in the community development department. We're working with Parks and Rec and VITA, as well as our grant consultants, on putting the finishing touches on our grant application for Phase 2 of Sandbar Park, which is due at the end of this month. I'm also happy to report that in the coming weeks, we will be beginning to solicit for consultant services to finally begin the process of updating the town's 2008 comprehensive plan. So we're looking very much forward to that effort, and I'm sure there'll be future workshops and discussions with the board as we kick off that exciting project.
Much overdue project.
Yes.
Jen?
Just want to remind residents that there's, speaking of Sandbar Park, so much discussion of Sandbar Park, there's an event at Sandbar Park on July 31st. It's from 5 to 7. So it's a great opportunity to go down to the Sandbar Park, see what's going on there. There'll be food trucks, games. Hopefully you can catch up with friends, neighbors, and see what's going on down there and hear what's going to be coming soon.
I had an interesting day today. I went down to the wastewater recovery facility that is being built, spent some time down there, and just the progress on that is incredible. They've installed 2 bar screens in the service building, and there's a washer compactor, and the amount of water that is being removed from that initial process is just incredible. So that'll be saving us a lot of money as that has to be hauled out. That's the piece of equipment that removes the rags and all the other pieces that really shouldn't be in there to begin with. Another reminder of please do not use unflushable wipes. And the digester's coming along. They're building that in place. And the admin building looks like it's going to be finished by October. It's really starting to take shape, and you can see the different rooms. The drywall is up, all the plumbing is in place, so it's great.
Yeah, it does.
It's amazing. And when I left there, I went to the Arboretum. Talk about polar opposites. And attended a tour of the herb garden and a lecture. And I want to remind everyone what a wonderful area, I don't mean to steal your thunder in parks, but what a wonderful park the Arboretum is, and there's always something in bloom in every season. But really what's most impressive is both Beverly and Janet gave the lecture and the tour, and everyone who works down at the Arboretum is a volunteer. So we owe just a tremendous debt of gratitude to the people who give back to their community and work with their passions and give of their time and talent.
Charlie?
Sounds like everything's going great.
Yeah.
There we go.
Jenny?
Okay, I would like, first of all, our hearts are saddened to hear about Officer Jamie Reeder passing in the line of duty on July 4th, 2024. I attended a funeral, and it was really our thoughts and prayers are with the Reeder family. And also somebody's here, and there are so many special events that are happening around our Webster town every Wednesday until August 7th, community care concert at Hardy Trinity Church off of Clem Road, and the farmer market at Charlie Saxton Park every Wednesday until the end of August, and the Waterfront Art Festival on Saturday and Sunday at the end of July. There's so much more events around town, you know, especially the Village Jazz Fest coming up in August. So please come out and support our wonderful events and our community as well. And like always, I would like people to come out and support our Webster Museum, our Webster Library. They needed your help. They exist because of your support. And lastly, I would like to say we need to be kind and united with each other. Together we grow strong. Be thankful and appreciate for what you have. And be proud that you are American. This is the wonderful country to live in. And I'm proud to be an American. God bless America.
Thanks, Jen. How do you follow that, John?
You don't. But speaking of tours, I did take an opportunity to stop out the Highway Garage, and it's just absolutely amazing. A, the magnitude of that project, and B, the scale of what's going on, and they are on schedule and doing a fantastic job. And I'm very happy for everybody that works at that facility, because from going from where they were to where they are right now is amazing, and they deserve it, in my opinion.
It is pretty impressive. Janine, you toured it yesterday,
I
right?
did, and it was
Excellent.
amazing. I'm very excited for them.
Well, we end with you, Janine.
Yay! Week 4, still in the discovery phase at the town clerk's office. It's amazing. I'm loving every minute of it and learning a lot of different things. So very exciting.
Well, that concludes tonight's meeting. We are adjourned.